Because I got so many texts this week because she attacked me the week before.
Sure.
So she was, everybody was like, oh, Bill, I get you're enjoying the karma. First of all, I'm going to talk about this at the end of my show next week, teaser. But there is no fucking thing as karma, okay? Get over that.
They're disgusting. She's Anna Navarro in your wildest imagination. You could never solo host a show. You will only ever make it as part of an ensemble, and you could never hope to achieve the success that Tucker Carlson has. So you can sit in your little cheap seats all day long and enjoy your little negative henpecking, but your careers are going nowhere, and Tucker is about to dominate.
It was supposed to be just another segment of The View, a talk show where opinions fly freely and applause tracks echo louder than logic. But this time, something went very wrong for Sunny Hostin. What began as another day of finger-wagging and moral lectures quickly spiraled into a public intellectual demolition, courtesy of two people who never needed permission to speak their minds, Bill Maher and Megyn Kelly. They didn't just disagree with Sunny, they dismantled her. And what followed was less a debate and more a rhetorical ambush, one that left Hostin blinking like she'd just been slapped by reality. For years, Sunny Hostin has carved a niche for herself as The View's resident legal expert. A former federal prosecutor, she wears her credentials like armor, wielding her law degree like a saber, ready to cut down anyone who dares to challenge her worldview. Whether it's politics, pop culture, or a TikTok trend, Sunny can and will turn any conversation into a sermon. But the issue isn't that she has opinions. It's that she presents them like gospel, immune from rebuttal. That strategy works great when your co-hosts are nodding in agreement. But when the script flips, when the audience stops clapping and someone actually pushes back, that's when it gets interesting. Enter Bill Maher and Megyn Kelly, two figures who've built their reputations by not backing down. Maher, the seasoned provocateur with a tongue sharper than a scalpel, doesn't trade in feelings. He deals in uncomfortable truths. Megyn, the polished media veteran, doesn't yell. She cuts with precision. And when they set their sights on Sunny Hostin, the result wasn't just disagreement, it was a takedown. It started with a casual swipe. Bill Maher mused, "It's called The View, not the facts." The audience laughed. Sunny smirked. But then Maher kept going, explaining how modern discourse had become an echo chamber, a place where one view dominates while all others are pushed aside. That's when Sunny tried to strike back, brandishing her legal knowledge and moral indignation. But she didn't realize she had just stepped into a rhetorical lion's den. Maher didn't interrupt. He didn't raise his voice. He just let Sunny talk and unravel. His sarcastic commentary, delivered with the cool detachment of someone who's been doing this for decades, exposed the shallow foundations of Hostin's arguments. Every moral grandstanding from Sunny was met with Maher's trademark deadpan. Calm, cutting, devastating. Then came Megyn Kelly. She didn't need to shout. Her tone was surgical, her facts unshakable. Where Sunny appealed to emotion, Megyn appealed to logic. Where Sunny wielded outrage, Megyn countered with data. And each time Sunny tried to steer the conversation toward victimhood, systemic injustice, or personal offense, Megyn rerouted it back to reality. It was like watching someone bring a coloring book to a chess tournament. And the moment Sunny realized the game was real, it was already too late. It wasn't just about disagreement, it was about Sunny's total inability to pivot. Instead of adjusting to the facts or modifying her stance, she doubled down. Louder voice, bigger gestures, more buzzwords. But the more she spoke, the more the cracks began to show. The View had to issue not one, not two, but 4 legal corrections following her statements. A rare move, even for a show known for its loose relationship with objectivity. And during the segment, even Whoopi Goldberg, the show's matriarch, seemed visibly uncomfortable with Sunny's spiraling commentary. Sunny, meanwhile, couldn't understand what was happening. Her legal jargon wasn't working. Her courtroom theatrics fell flat. Her audience, usually a safe haven, had gone quiet. And that's when the spiral became a nosedive. If there was a singular moment that captured the collapse, it was when Sunny compared the events of January 6th to the Holocaust and child slavery. Live, on air. The room went still. Even her co-hosts hesitated. Bill Maher didn't need to mock it. He didn't need to say a word. The absurdity of the comparison spoke for itself. And Kelly, she didn't even flinch. She calmly corrected the record, pointing out that exaggerating, Tragedy isn't a form of advocacy, it's a betrayal of history. But Sunny wasn't done. She began fumbling through legal references, half-finished quotes, misused definitions, trying to regain control of the narrative. It was like watching a student who forgot their presentation flail in front of the class, desperately hoping the bell would ring, but there was no bell, just cameras, rolling, capturing every second. The internet doesn't miss moments like these. Within hours, clips of the segment were circulating across social media like wildfire. Headlines read like obituaries for Sunny's credibility. Memes, reaction videos, and parodies piled in by the minute. Even The View's own fans started questioning what they'd just witnessed. It wasn't just that Sunny got challenged, it was how effortlessly it happened. She wasn't defeated in a loud, dramatic confrontation. She was quietly dismantled, piece by piece, by two people who didn't need a teleprompter or applause to make their points. And then came the body language breakdowns. Analysts zoomed in on Sunny's stiff posture, her darting eyes, her repeated interruptions. Meanwhile, Maher sat comfortably, half amused, half bored. Kelly leaned in occasionally, her voice calm, her words sharp. The contrast was brutal. Even Whoopi Goldberg, never one to hide her emotions, looked like she'd rather be anywhere else. She tried to pivot, tried to change the topic, but the damage was done. The View wasn't controlling the narrative anymore. It had been hijacked by two outsiders who didn't play by the show's usual emotional playbook. This wasn't just about one bad segment. It exposed a deeper problem, one that's been growing in mainstream media for years. The View has become a symbol of ideological echo chambers, where dissent is rare and often punished. Sunny Hostin, in particular, has thrived in that bubble. Her style relies on moral superiority, not open dialogue. She doesn't just offer opinions, she lectures. She doesn't debate, she judges. But that strategy only works when nobody challenges you. When Maher and Kelly stepped into the ring, they brought with them a reality check. They reminded everyone that strong feelings are not the same as strong arguments. That legal credentials mean nothing if you can't back them up with coherent reasoning. And that moral outrage loses its power when it's used to shut down dissent rather than invite conversation. In other words, the emperor had no clothes. And this time, someone said it out loud. Sunny Hostin didn't just have a bad day on live TV, she experienced something far more humbling, a public collapse of a carefully crafted persona. For years, she's wielded her identity, background, and legal expertise like a shield against criticism. But when confronted by people who didn't flinch at her theatrics, that shield crumbled. She thought she was leading a conversation. But what she delivered was a monologue, one that fell apart the moment someone else held the mic. And the lesson? It's simple. Facts don't care about tone. Logic doesn't need applause. And when you step into a debate with people who come armed with both, you better bring more than righteous anger and flashcard talking points. Because in the end, Sunny Hostin wasn't just exposed, she was outmatched, outclassed, and overwhelmed. If you thought this takedown was intense, just wait. There's more where that came from. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss the moments when mainstream narratives get challenged in real time. Drop a comment. Was Sunny exposed or just misunderstood? And if you've ever watched a debate spiral into a meltdown, share this video with someone who needs to see what happens when facts meet fiction on live TV. Truth doesn't fear debate. It thrives in it. See you in the next video.